Hello guys and welcome back to the Red Devil Stand with all the latest Manchester United news. And here we are, transcending into another drama, another fallout, another circus. Whatever you may choose, the terminology, it does not matter anymore. We all know what happened yesterday after our, loss to 3 Arsenal to 3-1. And yeah, Jadon Sancho and Erik Ten Hag both have their own piece. And what Erik Ten Hag have to say was, regarding when he was asked that why Jadon Sancho wasn't selected on that squad, he said that Jadon Sancho out based on performance, on training, we didn't select him. You have to reach the level every day at Manchester United. That's why in this game, he wasn't selected. So yeah, it was a quite clear-cut answer from Erik Ten Hag that yeah, they have trained in the past week after that, Nottingham Forest match, and in this week's training, in Erik Ten Hag's opinion, Jadon Sancho was not as good as maybe Anthony, maybe Pellistri, or Rashford or Garnacho. So yeah, it was quite clear. It is quite common actually. It is not like that. Obviously, as we have discussed, we knew this situation that we have a lot of wingers. We still have Amad Diallo. Yeah, he is injured right now, but when he comes back, not every one of them will get selected in every matches. So obviously, he is not saying, Erik Ten Hag potentially is not saying that Jadon Sancho is a bad player. He just said in this week, in this particular week, Jadon Sancho wasn't up to the task. Jadon Sancho wasn't as good enough as the other wingers that, Erik Ten Hag have opted for. But what Sancho came out regarding this particular subject, that creates the circus. He said, please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I don't want to get into. I have been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players and grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. The thing is that he is saying that all I want to do is play football with a smile on my face. But if you are really trying to do that only, this statement is a contradiction to your statement right now. That this is not playing football. Going after your manager after just a press release have came out that why haven't he selected? What should have Erik Ten Hag done? He should have lied about Jadon Sancho that he is very sick right now. That is why we haven't selected him. Because I'm pretty sure if he would have said that, even if Erik Ten Hag have opted to lie for Jadon Sancho, he would have still came out and said all of these things he have said. And see, there are a lot of layers to this. This is not something straightforward in my opinion. It is not. It is absolutely not. There are some layers to it. Behind the scene, we all know that the club, our beloved club, Manchester United, is crumbling. Is absolutely crumbling in every other aspect, whether it's financial, whether it's the decision-making ability, whether it's the transfer window, whether it's handling the club, whatever you may say, we are crumbling. There is not an ounce of doubt about that. There is lack of energy, synergy, effort, chemistry, whatever you may say. That is lacking. And you know what? We are now in the start of the season, another season, we are faced with another drama, which was the case last year as well, which was the case for the last decade as well. We have seen players, revolting against managers. We have seen that. Players revolted against Louis van Gaal, against Jose Mourinho, against, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And you know what? Surprise, not so much, And now it's against Erik Ten Hag. It has already started, the player mutiny or whatever you may say. Seriously, that does not make any sense what came out of Jadon Sancho yesterday. I'm quite disappointed in him, believe me. If it was a player like Harry Maguire, I would have still gotten that. I would have still gotten the level of thick human being Harry Maguire is when he came out and said that yeah, he has nothing to prove because he plays for England international team and he is the captain of Manchester United. Those kind of shit statements came out of Harry Maguire, and if he have said all those things, I would have still gotten that. But not from Jadon Sancho, absolutely not from Jadon Sancho. I mean, obviously the manager will comment. We have seen with Arsenal, we have seen with Manchester City. I mean, seriously, when Pep Guardiola decides to drop, Phil Foden, whenever he decides to drop, Jack Grealish, what, they come out and, bash, Pep Guardiola? I don't think so. I absolutely do not think so. This is a part of the game. Absolutely. There are 5-6 potential wingers Manchester United have. So obviously, Eric Ten Hag cannot, take 6 wingers with him when he's playing against some team. Absolutely, that will not be the case. That does not make any sense. Keeping 6 wingers in your squad at the same time. So obviously, some of them will get dropped. And if you do think that you have that capability to get selected, then do so. Train harder, play even harder. See, the thing is that he can create a mutiny. Sancho can create a mutiny. He have already done that. Not can, he have already done that. He have decided to go out and bash Eric Ten Hag publicly by saying that he have became a scapegoat. I mean, what scapegoat, brother? What the hell are you talking about even? I mean, I don't know if you have forgotten about that, but first, was Eric Ten Hag the one who bought Jadon Sancho? Absolutely not. Was Eric Ten Hag the one who complied with that 300 plus K weekly wage? Absolutely not. Was Eric Ten Hag the one person who supported him last year when he was mentally down? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Our manager supported him. Our manager backed him. Our manager defended him. He gave him the time. He gave him the pleasure of 3 months when we absolutely needed a winger like Jadon Sancho. But still Eric Ten Hag was complying with him. Eric Ten Hag was supporting him. And now he comes out and says that all of those things are bullshit. They are making me scapegoat. Do not believe a word you say, word you hear or see. I mean, what the hell is what? I mean, seriously, man. So that is a new low for Jadon Sancho. I really didn't thought of Jadon Sancho that way. If I'm being honest with you guys, it was a surprise to me. It was a really surprise to me. See, the thing is that it happens every bloody year. It happens. It is nothing new for us. We have seen Cristiano Ronaldo doing those stuff in the last year as well. And you know why those kind of things happen? Why we have seen Pogba rebelling against Jose Mourinho, Anthony Martial rebelling against Jose Mourinho. We have seen those things happening over and over again. And who we could blame on that? Because see, the thing is that in every other year, the players are changing, the managers are changing. So what is the only constant over Manchester United? Our owners, the Glazers, the Murdochs, and the Arnolds. Those are the 3 idiotic pillars we have who does not know how to run a club. If your manager, let your manager, the role of that play is given on the name. Let your manager manage the club. If he does not need some of those players, if he really wants to get rid some of those players, do that. Do that. I mean, seriously, when Arteta wanted to get rid of Aubameyang, how much time did they need to do that? Not much, I'm pretty sure of that. But when Jose Mourinho was asked, when he asked to get rid of Anthony Martial and Pogba, we didn't do that. When Eric Ten Hag wanted to get rid of Donny van de Beek, Eric Bailly, the Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, or even Jadon Sancho. We have seen that Jadon Sancho was getting linked, clubs with Chelsea and such that, he may go out if a proper bid comes in. So obviously the manager was open to sell him. He wasn't his first priority. That is not new. That is absolutely not new. So I really don't know. And you know what? Those are the reasons we get mutiny, we get this kind of nonsense bullshit in our club every fucking year because our board, our officials, our owner does not let the manager manage. The one thing he is to do the one thing he has that job for, he's not able to do that because of our board members, because of our officials, because of our owners. Yeah, we have seen yesterday how we have crumbled down in that last 10 minutes when Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans came out. See, the thing is that I was angry. You guys have seen that. I was absolutely out of my mind on that particular position. I was bashing the players, I was bashing the managers. But when I calmed down, when I was able to think it clearly, think it through, yeah, he have to opt for Harry Maguire. I'm not defending Eric Ten Hag. There was so many faults in his managership in the last game as well. But when we have all seen, when the game crumbled, when we got lost of our game, it was the time when Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire came out on the pitch, because that was the weak link. And they capitalized on that situation. Arsenal capitalized on that particular situation. And obviously, he would have to opt for Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans when Licha, Varane and Lindelof wasn't injured, he was yellow carded. But Licha and Varane is injured. So obviously, he will have to opt for that. And we can bash Eric Ten Hag as much as we want. That why would you select, Harry Maguire? Why would you select a player like Johnny Evans? Why would you even sign a player like Johnny Evans? You know why? Because he wanted Todibo. He haven't got that. He wanted Kim Min-jae from the very beginning. As we have all discussed in our community, that how many amount of time we have spent on that Kim Min-jae deal. So it was clear to Eric Ten Hag, we clearly needed another proper centre back like Kim Min-jae or Todibo or Powered. So someone like that. But was our club able to back our manager? Absolutely not. And who we end up with? We end up with players like Johnny Evans. We end up with players like, Harry Maguire, whom our manager does not want, whom our manager does not prefer, but still he is opting for those players because he does not have any option. And see, the thing is that, seriously, the amount of support, in my opinion, let's come back to the Jadon Sancho subject, the amount of support he have got from the manager last year. How can he come out and say those kind of things, that he has been made a scapegoat? If Eric Ten Hag's intention was to make him a scapegoat, he could have done that in the, way earlier, in the last year, when he was nowhere to be found, when we needed him. And that just shows you the level of how much our players get pampered, how much they're egoistic, how they're feeling in the top of the world by just playing for Manchester United. And those things should not be happening. Those things absolutely should not be happening. If you are dropped, it's because the manager does not think you are good enough for that match. And I will back my manager on that. You know why? Because you, me or everybody else does not know how the training session goes. Yeah, Jadon Sancho can come out and say that, he have a fantastic, week on training, but he still get dropped. I do not see that. I do not see that Eric Ten Hag doing that at all. He is a fair manager. He can be ruthless. Absolutely. We have seen that how ruthless Eric Ten Hag can be. But he is fair as well. When there is a player, he have tried everything with Jadon Sancho on that preseason. If he was the scapegoat, he would have dropped him entirely. But that was not the case. He tried him on that false nine situation. He tried him last year on that right flank situation. In his opinion, in Eric Ten Hag's opinion, it didn't work out well. He preferred Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony and Pellistri over Sancho. Many of you guys wanted to see Pellistri over Anthony. So there are options for him, and if he really thinks that those are the options are better than Jadon Sancho, he should not get bashed for that. He should absolutely not get bashed for that, because this kind of behavior will only provoke the other players to do this kind of things again. And believe me guys, it will get repeated by some other player at some other point in the future. It will happen if our club does not back the manager properly right now. Starting right now. Is this a failure of Jadon Sancho? No. Is this the failure of Eric Ten Hag? No. It is the failure of the Glazers, of the Mertens and the Arnolds. They always keep the players whom the manager does not want. And it is nothing new with Erik Ten Hag. It has been the case with Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Louis van Gaal, and we have seen that happening over and over again. And we have become a circus. This is all it comes down to. If you dissect the situations properly, that is exactly what it comes down to. We all knew that this season is going to be way, way harder than it was last season. Yeah, you know what? The Glazers can come out and say that and claim that they have backed the manager. But as fans, we know our manager haven't been backed properly. If Amrabat was on that match, if Amrabat was on that, Tottenham match, on that Nottingham Forest match, in 4 matches, we have conceded 7 goals. And that shows you how crumbled we are right now as a team, as a whole, how messed up we are. And who is to blame for that? Obviously the Glazers. Obviously the Glazers. They haven't backed the manager the way they should have. The way Erik Ten Hag deserved. Yeah, he has gotten Amrabat at the very last stage, and that was the reason he missed that Arsenal game. If he would have done that, maybe Amrabat would have stopped Odegaard from scoring that goal, which Eriksen clearly didn't. I'm not going into the match right now. We will talk about that in our 11 p.m. show. So please, guys, please do let me know your opinion, because absolutely this is shithousery. This is top level shithousery. That should not be happening with our manager. Absolutely not. Our club, in my opinion, Jadon Sancho should get fined. He absolutely should get fined. He does not have a single right to post something like that a moment after when Erik Ten Hag says that he wasn't performing very good. He wasn't overly criticized regarding Jadon Sancho. He wasn't bashing him. He was asked a question. He simply answered that. That in this, he haven't even said that Jadon Sancho is a player. He's absolutely a shit player. He does not want him. He haven't said something like that. He just said, in this week, he was not good enough compared to Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho and Pellistri. That's all he has said. He should not get bashed for this very statement. Absolutely, this should not be the case, especially after the manager, after Erik Ten Hag, who given 3 months time to Jadon Sancho last year so that he can mentally heal. I mean, how much do you need more from our manager, man? Seriously, start playing or get the fuck out of my club. And I'm saying this to Jadon Sancho. I will back my manager over here. I will. We should let our manager manage the one thing he is to do over there, which he cannot do because he does not have the support of the Glazers and the board as well. So please, guys, it is my opinion. It is absolutely my opinion. As you guys know, in our community, I always say that you guys are entitled to your own opinion. So please do make sure to let me know your opinion in the comment section, and I will see you guys at our 11 p.m. show, and we will talk then elaborately. Until then, goodbye, take care, see you at our 11 p.m. show.